Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Professor, for joining. I really appreciate it, and it's a pleasure having you on. I'd love to start off if maybe you could give an introduction of yourself and where your career has taken you.
Well, I started as an electrical engineer, graduated from the University of Michigan, and was, how do you say it, an ordinary engineer for a couple of years, and then took a year off and went to work for Raytheon. And part of the time when I was working for Raytheon, I was working on the management issues. So I kept going on management issues after I came back to Brown University. And we at Brown don't have a business school, so there was a lot of student interest in management. And then got into entrepreneurship because it seemed a little more exciting and a little more, how do you say it, flexible, a chance to do many different things. So that's what I'm doing now.
Very cool. And I noticed in your past you were working as a professor internationally. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. I taught in I taught in four African universities, all of the ones in Southern Africa, just around South Africa, Zambia, Malawi, Botswana, and then Zimbabwe. And that was fun. And at those places, again, I was partly teaching electrical engineering and partly teaching management. Management was interesting to teach there because the countries were, I don't know how to say it nicely, decolonizing, moving away from from being a colony and setting up their own business and economics and all that. And it was fun to watch the process going on.
Very cool. Yeah, I think you're one of the only professors I've talked to that has taught internationally so widely, which is so awesome and very cool. As you mentioned that I think you said Brown doesn't have a business school, was that correct? Or was it, I think one of the universities.
No, we don't have a.
Mm-hmm. How have you noticed a correlation between engineering and business?
No, I think it's strong. I mean, you're asking a good question. How did business get into the engineering program? And it's really because I think both engineering and business are interested in getting results. That I don't mean to be rude, but economics courses focus on sort of why things happen rather than how you can make it work better. And I think, both engineers and business people, I'm repeating, are really interested in results. So what the focus is on how can you possibly solve this problem? And if you're a researcher, then you can ignore problems that don't look like they've got an answer. But if you're trying to start a business, then you've got to answer it.
Very cool. Yeah, I think they definitely do go hand in hand. And I like that you mentioned that it kind of brings that final result as many people are asking questions. How do I solve this? How do I figure out this? But engineering ultimately brings a result together. I was wondering how you think Brown's engineering curriculum differs from other universities.
Well, actually, you're asking again a very good question. And I think there's sort of two kinds of answers. One is I think we are more flexible in most schools in terms of letting students take courses that they're interested in. And I think we ended up, because we're more flexible, attracting students that like flexibility and autonomy, being able to set their own program. I'm not being entirely candid. There are certainly some of my colleagues in engineering don't feel good about having a lot of attention being paid to management, and the feeling that it detracts from the engineering science part.
Mhm. Is there
I've been lucky. Either deans have been very supportive, or the deans have just been ignoring it and all that.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, I've heard many great things about Brown's curriculum and how they have a great facility and staff, and so many other great things. I was wondering where you see the future of engineering careers going.
Well, of course, as somebody says, it's hard to predict the future. Uh, you know, Especially when it's coming. Um, I think things like AI are going to make management much more important. That I think AI and similar programs are going to level the engineering, the technical engineering parts, and what really is going to make a difference is being able to work with people and be a leader and understand how you make a business work. I could go on and on. Part of it is clearly understanding the market, understanding what's needed, and part of it is understanding the people working with you and what makes them productive. I don't think AI is going to get to that for quite a while, if
Yes,
ever.
for sure. Yeah, I feel like it's hard to predict, especially with like where technology has like come and like how things are going to evolve as they've already changed from, maybe even 50 years ago. So, and then my final question for you is there any resources, maybe books, websites, or like articles for someone maybe wanting to learn more about engineering?
I don't find a lot that I admire. I think publications, Wall Street Journal obviously comes to mind, is really very useful if you study it critically. When somebody says that Elon Musk is going to do this, instead of just accepting it, really think about the advantages and the disadvantages of what's being proposed. In the courses I teach, we don't really have a textbook. We've been using cases all the time, and I think it's the role of the instructor to sort of give the background material so the cases are clear. But I think students learn best if they study a real problem and then find their own solution. I don't think you can really teach anybody anything. You can just encourage them to learn. And I think the way they learn is to study hard a particular real problem. And the reason it should be a real problem is because I think students are sophisticated enough to know that made up problems really aren't very interesting. And they really would like to see something that is, so to speak, real world.
Of course, yes. I really like learning from case studies. Personally, I feel like they just like allow a good example, but also, as you said, like you got to learn from experience in yourself. So well, that's all I have for prepared for today. Thank you so much, and it was truly a pleasure having you on.
Very nice to talk to you, Kennedy.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your afternoon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.